Well, folks, I think I've come across my favorite T-shirt here of the night, Defund CBC, because that was the one thing Mr. Bernier said, Stefan, that got the single biggest round of applause. What do you make of that?
It's the truth. Government organization can't fund a television channel that influences the population. It's just not right. That's communist broadcasting. That's what the Nazis did, right? They handed out leaflets. We got a TV channel.
Maxime Bernier, the leader of the People's Party of Canada, dropped by the Etobicoke region in Toronto, the home of Ford Nation. And for the 1,200 or so red meat conservatives in the audience, they sure loved what they heard. What do you make of the PPC, and what do you make of, I guess the passion that we saw here? These are red meat conservatives. They don't look like they're buying what Andrew Scheer is selling. What's your take?
Well, I have to agree, and it reminded me, because I lived in Alberta when Reform came up as a political entity, and same level of passion, same direction, which is rational, evidence-based decision-making by the public sector.
Yeah, what do you make of the enthusiasm that was in this room tonight?
It was beyond ridiculous. It was full back to the brim. Everybody was screaming. Everybody was all excited. It felt like a revolution.
The one statement that got the single biggest cheer tonight was Bernier's promise to scale back the funding for the CBC. What do you make of that?
I think that everybody I know would like to see the CBC, at least the news department, disappear. I mean, what's the point in having taxpayers fund an organization who favors one party and spends all their time running down everyone else? I grew up in the days when newspapers were supposed to be neutral, not biased one side and trying to make the news instead of report it. And it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
He got many big rounds of applause tonight. What was the one thing he said tonight that you enjoyed the most?
He wants to work for the people. He wants to give money back to the people. He wants to get rid of corporate welfare like Bombardier, GM, all those companies that are supposed to be working fine. And they got our money. And when they got our money, the chairman, the chairs of those companies, they get like big bonuses with our money. He will actually end that, and he will give chance to small, medium businesses with only 10% taxes for everybody. That's great.
I need somebody like Maxime just to say what he thinks, and he is saying exactly what I think, and I support him all the way.
I guess it's refreshing to see a politician who, the way I look upon Mr. Bernier, he seems to say what he means and he means what he says, and that's kind of an anomaly these days, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. He's a godsend to me. That's the way I see it, Yes.
Nevertheless, do you think there is any kind of a chance for Mr. Bernier to come into power? There was a poll that came out today saying this party only has 4% support in Canada. Or do you think maybe we're just on the beginning of a snowball of a populist movement, that in the next 11 months this will be much bigger than it is today?
I believe both statements are correct. It takes time to build up enough support and prove to people that you are the correct person for the job.
What was the single one item that Mr. Bernier said tonight that made you cheer the loudest?
Other than defunding the CBC.
There was a consensus there. That got the biggest cheer overall, didn't it?
Somebody here had a very cool T-shirt. Other than that, what I thought was what he said, there is no right anymore. The big three parties in Canada, the right has nowhere to go because the Liberals have become the left. NDP is just off the chart, and Scheer is a centrist. So for the right, this is what we are left with.
Well, folks, I think I've come across my favorite T-shirt here of the night, Defund CBC, because that was the one thing Mr. Bernier said, Stefan, that got the single biggest round of applause. What do you make of that?
It's the truth. Government organization can't fund a television channel that influences the population. It's just not right. That's communist broadcasting. That's what the Nazis did, right? They handed out leaflets. We got a TV channel.
So, Gregory, what brought you out to the Bernier rally tonight?
Well, I'm a big fan of the people, and to be honest with you, I think he is the man for the people. Andrew Scheer has proven to be undercover liberal, as far as I'm concerned. And
What makes you say that, by the way?
his actions speak louder than words. The fact that he's pandering to liberal values, I'm sorry, but I believe in equality, true equality.
But I think the way Scheer's led the Conservative Party has been obviously very weak. There's been issue after issue with Trudeau that he could have jumped on, right? And you guys have done that daily. But he's been silent. So some of his policies seem to be fairly centric, more liberal, if you will. So yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if he fell off his pedestal and Bernie could march in there, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
And I cannot stand it when Andrew Scheer would basically bow down to the United Nations and sign this carbon tax at the expense of all the people. We have homeless people in our own country. We have to put them first.
He's afraid to put his foot wrong, and the excuses I hear from the conservative base, the sort of blue jersey conservative, is that they're afraid of what the media is going to do. And if we lived in fear of what the media said, the rebel wouldn't exist, we wouldn't exist, there would be no alternative commentary, because they're going to label and slander us no matter what we do. So we have to accept it and fight it. We have to oppose it. And I think the Conservative Party is stuck in this mentality that they have to appeal to the media somehow, and the media is never going to love you, and they're never, and the base that they watch is never going to vote for you. So appealing or pandering to that, it's just not going to work.
He has had over a year now, and we don't know what his platform is. Like Mr. Bernier said today, he is just polling, he's just doing focus groups, and his ideas, we have no idea. We know he's anti-Trudeau, but what he's going to do about Trudeau's policies, he doesn't commit to anything. That is why we need somebody like this that stands behind his ideas and follows through regardless of how popular or unpopular it is.
He's got that people person to him. He's not like a regular politician. He speaks his mind. He's honest with the people. And the one thing that I truly admire of him is he's not afraid to tell the truth. And that's what's severely lacking in politics. I mean, you look at Trump. Trump is a great example of he speaks his mind, he's honest with the people, and what you see is what you get. And with Bernier, you got what you see is what you get.
I just love him totally. He is a complete ethical. He has the ability and the steel in the back to say no. You know, you got to be able to say no to certain things. And if the United Nations want to control us, they better be elected by us. I'm not going for anybody who's unelected and telling us what to do with everything. And you guys do an awesome job. Every time I promote the Rebel, I love the Rebel.
What do you make of the fact that Andrew Scheer won't let us in to cover the Conservative Party convention?
You know what? I sent you a message on there. I think that's absolutely tyrannical. That is...
It's kind of weird. We have over 1 million YouTube subscribers, most of whom are red meat conservatives. Why wouldn't he want us there?
Because you tell the truth and they don't like the truth. That's what it is. They don't like the truth. They don't want to hear the truth because the truth hurts them too much politically and they want the votes.
The silent majority that does not want to be too outspoken and maybe be discriminated or opinionated against because of your political belief.
And off camera, you use the D word to describe that silent majority.
The deplorables, yes. I appreciate you interviewing us because the major media outlets, as I can see, did not take the time and patience to talk with us and ask for our opinion. All that it matters for them is to get the recording of Mr. Bernier, take a few cuts just to make him look bad, and job done.
You're right. It'll be fascinating to see how this will be reported in tomorrow. There was certainly over 1,000 people here, so I guess by using liberal math, about 25 people showed up tonight.
100%, and maybe half of them was of the special groups kind.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Hey folks, the Rebel has a new app. Please download that app and take the Rebel with you wherever you go.